Before I could decide on what genre my trailer would be, I needed to do extensive research into how certain trailers went about making the genre obvious. As I was looking around Trailer Spy, I looked at a wide variety of genres to see which ones would be applicable for me to try and imitate slightly. Before deciding on the final genre of my trailer, I decided to look at a range of genres including horror, action, comedy, and a previous A2 student's film trailer. From looking at all of these genres, I decided that I should turn my focus towards horror. The main reason for this was that I had gained most inspiration from the cellar door, which had provided me with some inspirational ideas that I would be looking to take forward and portray onto my trailer. Once I had decided on the genre of my trailer, I thought that I should try and watch as many horror trailers as possible. From looking at a number of different trailers, I have realised that the main conventions of a horror trailer are that they should invoke our worst fears. From finding this out, I knew that I had to try and replicate this within my trailer. Alongside finding that out, I had also noticed that horror films were a lot quicker with many more shots and cuts all the way through. Obviously, this was to create tension between the trailer and the audience, but putting this into practice turned out to be a challenge for me when making my trailer. I believe that from the conventions I have found, from doing my research beforehand, I have tried to apply them to as much of the trailer as possible. For example, I have tried to incorporate as many quick suspensing shots as possible throughout the trailer. I believe that this is especially evident in the wooden area, when the camera is hiding behind the bushes, as this also starts to create tension from the beginning. Another part of the trailer where I have tried to create suspense, and where I feel I have kept with normal conventions of a horror, was the very end scene. I feel that by having the door slam as the last image and sound adds a sense of curiosity between the audience, which will make them want to watch it. Along with the following normal conventions, I also try to challenge conventions. By this I mean I have tried to sway away from normal quick shots on some parts and mix the genre up slightly. I feel that I have done this in the first two opening shots when we see two people together looking as though they are in love, when really it's the opposite. I feel that by adding these few shots in, I was able to trick the audience in a sense of false sense to make them believe it's not a horror. As I had already made my trailer, by the time I was going to start my poster, I already had a basic idea of what I wanted it to look like. While I was looking around on the internet for typical conventions about a film poster, I came across Rachel Southcott. From her website, I could see the basic conventions of what I needed to do to make my poster a horror poster. The main points from her website that I was going to try and incorporate into my poster were making sure that the title of the trailer was obvious and easily readable. Also, the colours of the poster needed to resemble the same colours as the trailer. From this, I decided to look for horror posters which resembled horror. From this, I found the perfect poster called Premonition, which I used as a template for my poster. I feel that my poster has developed all of the conventions that I had found out. I tried to incorporate my trailer within my poster. I chose to use the man's face appearing from behind the trees, as this was in my trailer from the Premonition poster. I thought it fared well amongst other posters. Because of the knowledge that I had gained from Year 12 when we designed a magazine, I already had a good understanding about what the conventions were surrounding a film magazine. Specific magazine covers which helped influence my final place included Total Film and Empire. I liked the conventions that they had used and the conventions which they had slightly challenged. I have tried to follow certain conventions which include the title being across the top of the page and the image being the most eye-catching piece. Another convention which I used was when making my magazine cover were having the subheadings going down the side of the image. Along with the normal conventions, I also tried to challenge them as well. By this, I mean instead of just having a normal title, I tried to curve it around the archway of the door to add some effect.